Peace and blessings. I hope you all can hear me well. If you hear music in the background, I do not own the rights to the music. It is by Everett Lovett on YouTube. Today, I have a topic that I wanted to share with you all. Although I am a Christian and I work really hard daily to stay in good graces with the Lord, just attempt to do the right thing. I have my faults. I have a past, a long laundry list of things that I am guilty of doing, and I repented from and stopped doing by the grace of God. So I wanted to be one of the people that you be able to find online that will just be honest. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and make it seem like I've been doing everything right since day one. I'm a perfect Christian, and I'm definitely not finna sit here and tell you something to not do and I'll have no clue about whatever the topic may be. So today's topic is why I started using tarot cards and how I used tarot cards and why I stopped. So here we go. I never really understood tarot cards and never really knew anything about them. I was more just a believer in astrology. But these tarot cards, they came into my life around 2017. I come from a broken family and I don't have like people that I can rely on and trust for advice, someone to help guide me. And I was kind of getting frustrated with God being the only person that I could talk to. And one of my grievances with God at that time was, Lord, people have moms and dads and aunties and uncles and grandmas and cousins and friends and pastors, all these people that they can talk to, that they can lean on and glean from. And I just felt like I didn't. Like, little did I know that I had the most important person on my side, which is God. But I digress. So how it started was the glorious YouTube. In my feed, either it was listening to conversations I was having, or I don't know, but it started with videos, and I was listening to females and males that read tarot cards, and they would talk about the past and the present and the future. And I was going through a little hardship, so wanting to understand what was coming next, or how I should maneuver. The readings, I found they were helpful to me. And so I went from listening to several people daily. It took up a lot of my time that I could have been worshiping, I could have been reading, I could have been doing anything else, but I was just listening to all these different tarot readings. They were comforting to me. Is why I told you why they were comforting to me. So then it came to a point where I started feeling like they were very general and they weren't really just honed in on me. And so I got interested and I said, you know what? I'm just going to do it myself. I'm going to buy me a deck and I'm going to do my own readings. And my way of rationalizing this was, I'm not a witch. I'm not doing this with no evil intention. I'm not praying to no demons and devil. As a matter of fact, I pray over my cards. So that should be okay, right? And then my next excuse was, well, we're just going to say that God understands. He knows, because he knows my life and everything I'm going through, everything I've been through, so he can understand. And then it went to, okay, Lord, when I do this, it's going to be just like it's coming from you. It's a direct word from you. And so I got me a deck. Actually, I ended up getting 3 decks, and I started reading my own, and I felt like I was good and I was pretty accurate. And then I started reading other people's, and I thought I was good and I was pretty accurate. They would come back and tell me that I was, about deaths, about births, about future, and so I continued to use them without any disregard to God, up into 2020. So in 2020, I ended up moving to a completely different place and living in a completely different living situation, and it was more stressful on me than the previous. So I started leaning on God more, outside of listening to church sermons on Sunday and gospel music here and there. Gospel music, it ended up helping encourage me more from the things that I was going through, and led me to be convicted without even reading the passages in the Bible. I slowed down with it, and then I read the verses in the Bible about it again, and then I was fully convicted as to, I can't be doing this. Like, God is not pleased. So I want to read with you all one verse out of the Bible that talks about tarot reading. In a sense, there are quite a few scriptures that speak against it, and I have 3 written down. Leviticus 19, verse 26, Jeremiah 27, verse 9 through 10, and the one that I'm going to read with you all today is Deuteronomy 18, verse 9 through 13. So let's read Deuteronomy 18, 9 through 13. When you enter the land that God, your God, is giving you, don't take on the abominable ways of life of the nations there. Don't you dare sacrifice your son or daughter in the fire. Don't practice divination, sorcery, fortune telling, witchery, casting spells, holding seances, or channeling with the dead. People who do these things are an abomination to God. It's because of just such abominable practices that God, your God, is driving these nations out before you. And that was from the Message Bible. So I've read that. I've read it plenty of other times, and not that I disregarded it, but it really didn't It didn't have anything to do with me at the time. And then I ended up falling into it, and then it ended up having to do with me. Now, the Bible app has been my friend, and a lot of times I just sit and I just listen. And I started in the Old Testament. So you keep hearing that word abomination, abomination, abomination. You hear that word so many times, you're like, okay, well, I'm like, okay, I'm tired of hearing it. Like, I don't want that to be representing who I am. And I'm super concerned about what God thinks about me. So that's what struck it in me to let it go. The cards are not something that you just throw away because they can be found and reused. The cards is not something that you just gift to somebody or, put to Goodwill or anything else like that. No. I took my cards and I burnt them because I don't need them and nobody else does either. I was seeking spiritual guidance through supernatural when all I had to do was just seek God and get his answer directly. I am sharing this again, like I said, in hopes that maybe it can, spark a nerve in you or anybody else that you may know, or you could see a different face that is admitting to it and just letting you know that God is not pleased with it, and the best thing for you to do is to repent and to get rid of those cards away from you. And I didn't have withdrawals, and I didn't watch them anymore. However, I did notice an abundance of them popping up. So that was the next thing that I had to do. Go on YouTube and unsubscribe to all the ones that I subscribed to. And now I can say, with it being 3 years later, I have little to none that pop up. I think I seen one and I find it a great joy to hide it from my timeline, or go to the person and say not interested, and make sure that I wasn't subscribed to them. So this is short and sweet and straight to the point. I don't really want to do all the fluff about. I'm coming to y'all as a sister to let you know, like, there's a way. God, he gives you a way of escape from these things, and it is to just repent and turn your ways, turn from it, so I will be posting more videos like this where I open up and give you just some insight into my past and how it's helped shape where I am today. It is my hope that you all see the sincerity of my heart and my motivation and my motive behind all of this. I'm not looking for funds. I'm not looking for likes. All I'm doing is being obedient and knowing that whoever this is for, they will receive it. So thank y'all for watching, and peace and blessings unto you until next time.